Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about languages for all at Cardiff University. So I did languages for all last year in semester 1 and semester 2 for Italian. That is because I'm half Italian and I would like to learn some more Italian so I can speak it to my relatives who live in Italy. So for me, Languages for All was all online. We had a session once a week for about an hour and a half. I think the slot was for 2 hours. However, it would normally finish around an hour and a half, an hour and 40, an hour and 45, but we'd always have a little bit of a break in between because it is quite a long time just to be sitting down in front of a screen. So in my classes, there was about 20 of us, maybe a couple less, a couple more, and all students from different year groups. So there was a few from obviously year 1, a few from year 2, year 3, and also there were a few master's students who also decided to do Languages for All. So you can really do it at any stage during university. So it's definitely a great thing to take up if you want to learn a different language or a new language, or continue practicing a language that you already know. Perhaps you did it at GCSE and A-level and now you just want to continue it a little bit more, so you're a bit more advanced, because you don't have to start at the beginner level. Like I did start at the beginner level because I've only had Italian lessons when I was literally like 5, 6, 7, so long ago. So I did start at the beginner level. However, you can start at more higher levels if you have done them before at GCSE and A-levels. You can do a little test to see where you are at and what level you should start at, or if you just know and you think you're good enough to start intermediate or whatever, then you can start there. So currently for Languages for All, you can do a range of languages, and these include Arabic, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Mandarin, Portuguese, Russian and Spanish. So obviously, I mean, for my high school at least, you could do Spanish and French for GCSE and A-level. So that's great if you've come from a school that you've done those languages at GCSE and or at A-level, and then you want to continue that language on during your secondary, during university, because obviously then you'll be taught at a higher level. Also, it would be great if you're wanting to do a study abroad in any of those countries. You can then get a head start on learning the language before you go through Languages for All. So by the way, Languages for All isn't anything to do with your course. It's a completely different course. You get marked on it in a different way and everything. It's not to do with your course. It's not going to take anything away from your course. It's just a fun little thing to do on the side as an extra. And it's just fun. And if you're really into learning languages and everything, then it'll be a great thing for you to do. So the lessons were super chill. They were difficult at some times because obviously it was a beginner. The first session, like in semester 1, I found quite easy. It was quite easy to understand. And then semester 2, it was getting a little bit more difficult for me, and I did struggle slightly. Like I was getting all the answers right in semester 1, and then semester 2 I was getting some of them wrong, and I was like, oh my gosh, no! But that's absolutely fine. I still did really well in the assessments, and I still did learn a lot. So I'll just quickly talk about the assessments that I did. It could be completely different for different languages and could be completely different for different levels. However, for me, I had to do so for beginner 1, so I did beginner 1 A1 in semester 1 and beginner A2 in semester 2. So you're still a beginner, but you just kind of progress. So I think it's A1, A2, A3. So for me, we had to do a couple minutes of speaking. So this was all at the end. We did have like one coursework type thing that was done kind of halfway through. We had about 9 weeks of teaching, and in week 6 we had a coursework type thing that we had to do, which was online, and it was on Learning Central, which you'll get to know Learning Central once you get to university, but they were both on Learning Central. So we had one in week 6 and then we had one in week 9, and these were ones that it was like you had like a 2-hour timer, and it would probably take you about an hour to do the test, or maybe even less if you were quite confident in it. So they weren't too difficult. In those tests you had to do things like read a passage and then like a comprehension type thing, and then there was a couple of listening things, and then there was like maybe like some grammar things that you had to correct or do and things like that. So not too difficult at all. And then the speaking tests, again, not too difficult. Obviously all of the content that were in the tests were we were taught in the lessons, so it wasn't like we were going in brand new to these things, and it wasn't like anywhere near as stressful as doing exams that you would do at like A-level or anything like that. So it was very simple, quite relaxed and chill, and definitely a great thing to have as an extra, because it's not like a stressful thing that you're going to be worrying about. It's just nice to kind of do that hour and a half each week of your Italian, maybe, or your language, maybe go over it a couple times during the week, and then you have your next lesson, and then you have these couple of assessments that aren't too difficult. And yeah, so the speaking tests, I was actually, the first one I did in semester 1, I was so nervous for. I don't know why, but I hadn't ever done like a speaking test because I didn't do any languages GCSE or A-level, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so nervous. And it was really nerve-wracking for me. And even though I've like done public speaking loads, and I've done competitions for like speaking and for bar mock and like dance competitions, and I've done acting, I've literally done exams for acting and everything, but for some reason this Italian speaking test for like that lasted 2 minutes I was so nervous for. I don't know why, but yeah, it was just, I think it's because I was just speaking a different language, and if I didn't get it right then I had no idea or not. But then the second time round for semester 2, the speaking test, I was nowhere near as nervous for. I felt a lot more relaxed and confident, and I was able to get through it and feel fine and easy and dandy. So that's all good. You also get graded on all of the assessments you do for the course. That also then goes through to your transcript, so you're getting a little bit extra than just your normal course. And obviously you can talk about this, you know, to employers on your CV and things like that. So it's definitely a great little extra thing to have. I don't know how it would be not online. I think we would go to somewhere, maybe in the Modern Foreign Languages building or wherever that is, I'm not sure, and you'll have your classes in person, and then I guess you would have the speaking tests in person, and then potentially the written tests as well in person, but I'm like on paper, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. However, if it is still online for this year, then that'll be great, because you know, you just sit there on your laptop and you go through it all, and it's very fun and easy to do. Semester 1, my time for the Italian class, I think it was on like a 5 p.m. on a Monday, so it was between like 5 and 7 p.m. And then for semester 2, it was during like a Wednesday between like 1 and 3. So you can check what times it is, obviously, for your lectures and everything, so you don't want it to clash with your lectures. So there is often a couple of times that you can select from, just because you might not be able to make one of the session, like make that session because of your lectures and things for your course. So there are normally a couple of selections to choose from. So you'll probably be contacted about Languages for All after a couple of weeks of doing your course, because your course is normally more than 9 weeks, but you only have 9 weeks for the Languages for All. Or you can go onto the Cardiff University website and type in Languages for All in the search bar, and it will give you some information about that there. And then you can always email, once you get your, obviously, your Cardiff University email address, you can then email within a couple of weeks, and then you have to kind of apply and submit, but you're very likely to then get a place, and then within a couple of weeks you'll then start your classes. So yeah, it's very an easy application, an easy process to get it involved in it, and it's a great thing to do because you're learning more, and yeah, it's just super fun. I would definitely recommend checking out Languages for All. I'll leave down a link below that goes to the Languages for All page on the Cardiff University website. But yeah, definitely check out doing Languages for All. It's super fun, and it's a great extra thing to have alongside your course, especially if you're not really interested in doing any societies or anything like that. This would be a great thing to have as a little like extracurricular for you. I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I hope it was useful and informative. Check out the link down below to go to the Languages for All page. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.